Today, we're gonna upgrade the suspension on my truck the way it should have came from the factory. This is the sorry excuse of a bump stop that Toyota gives you from the factory. And this is the Sumo Spring bump stop that we're installing today. Now, my goal with this is to solve two problems that I'm having. First, sag. I do not like when I go camping and I throw a bunch of stuff in the bed, the truck sags. Secondly, when the truck is empty, it feels like a boat. And if I add weight, it only gets worse. To be fair, the bump stop that Toyota provides is only meant to kick in once your suspension has bottomed out. The Sumo Spring is made to do so much more. Number one, it reduces sag. Secondly, it helps control and mitigate the vibrations that you get from gravel roads when you're off-roading. It makes it a ton better. Lastly, it also reduces the amount of sway that you get from these huge trucks. Let me touch on those 3 points real quick. The sway of this truck is unreal. Since I've installed these Sumo Springs, I'm no race car, right? But it's pretty dang good. It is a night and day difference. Secondly, it absorbs and controls vibrations very, very well. Before, when you were on gravel roads, fire roads, it was very jittery. It did not feel very stable. After installing the Sumo Springs, it is absolute money. Lastly, it reduces sag. I don't know how much weight you put in the bed of your truck, but me, 100, 200 pounds of weight for camping, and my truck was sagging. It's not there. Well, I mean, it's there, but it's not there once the Sumo Springs are in. It does not sag. Obviously, if you're gonna be carrying more weight, then you can get a different color, which would change the density, which would make it stiffer. For me, blue is perfect, but for you, maybe you wanna try the yellow or black. Now, if you're doing research, you may be asking the question, what makes a Sumo Spring better than a traditional bump stop or an airbag? These are not rubber. A lot of the competitors are made out of rubber, and I cannot stress to you how awful it feels to ride on rubber bump stops. The benefit of these is they're there when you need them, and they're not there when you don't. They are there, they're just, you don't feel them. Versus rubber bump stops, they don't give, so if you're empty, you're gonna feel them. And here comes the guy that says he has airbags. I'm sorry that you have airbags. The benefit to airbags, right, is you can inflate them when you need them and then take the air out when you don't need them. But I can do the same thing by not doing anything at all. I put the weight in the bed and the Sumo Springs react. I take the weight out of the bed and the Sumo Springs react. Also, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there's some dude running around just stabbing airbags. Now, if I had airbags, that would be a bad day. But thankfully, Sumo Springs are practically indestructible. You can punch them, you can stab them, you can put them on fire, and they will be fine. The installation is ridiculously easy. Let's go ahead and address the front, and then we'll do the rear. First things first, you're gonna wanna chalk all the wheels. Make sure the truck is not going anywhere. Secondly, go ahead and get that jack that's inside the vehicle and crank that bad boy up. You wanna get enough space that you're able to take out the original bump stop and then insert the new one. Once you got the original removed, go ahead and get that Sumo Spring out. Make sure to put some Loctite on there just to make sure it's nice and snug. Screw it back in, and you are done. Obviously, you still have to do the other side, but that's it. Now for the rear. Chalk the wheels, lift the truck. You're gonna have to remove these 4 bolts. Go ahead and remove that sorry excuse of a bump stop. Insert the absolute behemoth of a Sumo Spring, and then reinsert everything. And you're done. And just like that, you have completely transformed your truck's performance. Now, I have a riddle for you. What is the best bump stop? A Sumo Spring, a factory bump stop, or a $400 GoPro? We're about to find out. My bad. So I set the GoPro up in a spot that I thought would be good. No, it got smashed and I wasn't able to locate it, but hey, that's all right. All right, we got another one. What's crazy though, is where the GoPro got smashed, okay? We went back home, installed the Sumo Springs, and put the GoPro in the exact same spot. The exact same spot, and it survived. Which goes to show that the Sumo Springs are doing their job. They didn't allow my truck to smash down and bottom out. The way the Sumo Springs interact with your suspension, with the vehicle, gives you a lot more confidence. It makes you happier to put stuff in the bed, knowing that you're not about to struggle and sag or be unstable or deal with any of that BS. There is no more debate. Sumo Springs are the go-to. They are the best option to reduce sag, to control the sway, and to help mitigate all those nasty vibrations. I'm gonna leave them linked down below. Pick up your pair and journey better.